Just as God designed the incredible wonders of the universe, He also designed the perfect way for us to eat for health and for a long and fruitful life. This series of teachings on eating God's way for health and weight loss was inspired by God showing me different aspects of His eating plan for us. Each post will be on a different topic, but at the end, you will get an opportunity to hear how I learned God's eating plan. It shares what inspired me and what I learned about this topic. If you have not heard this, please take the time to listen. How healthy is eating meat? In the beginning of human life on earth, God provided multiple types of fruit trees, plants, and herbs. It was not until Noah came off the ark after the flood that God permitted people to eat meat, with one exception: to not eat meat with its blood, because life is in the blood. In the coming new world to be established with Christ's second coming, there will be no killing of animals for human food or between animal species, according to Isaiah the prophet. When the Israelites escaped from Egypt and were wandering in the desert, God provided manna that tasted like honey. It would only last a day, and cakes could be made from it every day except the Sabbath. However, the Israelites demanded meat. God blew in flocks of quail from the sea, who flew over the camps, so much that they had enough for a month. However, after eating quail for a month, a disease killed off many. Of course, there was no refrigeration to preserve meat. Later, God made it clear what types of animals could be eaten. Those that grazed and chewed the cud with split hooves were permitted with all blood drained off. Fish with scales and fins were permitted, as well as clean fowls like chicken, turkey, and pheasant. Several types of animals were forbidden. They do not chew the cud and do not have split hooves, such as pigs and horses, as well as shellfish, such as clams, oysters, shrimp, and crab. Perhaps these pigs fed on junk food and shellfish ate junk on the sea bottom. That could cause the meat to be unclean. Kosher food for Jews still follows these guidelines. Perhaps we should too. Nevertheless, before agriculture, people were hunter-gatherers. According to Michael and Mary Eads in their book Protein Power, they're both MDs, for 700,000 years, people predominantly ate meat supplemented with roots, shoots, berries, seeds, and nuts. Their diets also contain birds and eggs. The Eads point out that fossil remains tell us that human health pre-agriculture was excellent. People were tall, lean, had well-developed, strong, dense bones, sound teeth, and minimal, if any, tooth decay, plus little evidence of severe disease. 8,000 years ago, people began to farm, and as our consumption of grains increased, our health declined. Evidence from mummified remains and papyrus writings tell us of a people afflicted with rotten teeth, severe arteriosclerosis, elevated blood pressure, and dying in their 30s from heart attacks. Thus, the Eads conclude that whenever people changed their diets from high protein to high carbohydrate, they became less healthy. In the book Wheat Belly by Dr. William Davis, it promotes more meat and eggs instead of carbohydrates like wheat, grains, and high sugar. See my post number 2 on wheat and grains and post number 3 on sugar. He also states that animal protein exerts a bone-strengthening effect on health. Dr. Daniel Amen in Change Your Brain, Change Your Life states that protein found in beef, poultry, fish, or eggs boosts dopamine levels to help us feel more driven, motivated, and focused. The diet plan that aligns with the way hunter-gatherers ate before agriculture is a Paleolithic or paleo diet. Food choices are limited to what could be hunted, fished, or gathered in prehistoric times, such as meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and natural oils. All highly processed foods and artificial ingredients are excluded. Paleo suggests that adding grains, legumes, and dairy may lead to a host of chronic diseases and conditions, from obesity to allergies. A 2015 study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that 76 people who followed paleo diet for 60 days lost an average of 9 pounds and showed improvement in their blood pressure levels. I endorse paleo, but believe beef should be lean cut and quantities limited. Fish, poultry, and eggs should be used more. Processed meats should be avoided. Studies show eating red meat with its blood may be linked to heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes, obesity, harmful cholesterol, and acne. Since we began with fruits and vegetables, what about the vegetarian diet, in which protein is obtained from beans, lentils, nuts, wild rice, tofu, avocado, and sweet potatoes? The Mayo Clinic claims vegetarians eat fewer calories and less saturated fats. Also, vegetarians had 15% lower risk of dying prematurely from all causes. I have a personal story in my family regarding refusal to eat meat. After seeing an auction of cows being sold for meat, my youngest daughter at age 8 told me, "I won't eat meat and you can't make me." I replied, "How am I going to get protein into you?" She replied, "I won't eat animals, I think it's mean." Her mind was made up. So I fed her cheese, eggs, and beans for protein. The rest of her diet was normal. She grew up strong and healthy. Of the 3 of us women in my primary family, she is the tallest and probably the most healthy. At age 16, she gave in to eating chicken, turkey, and fish as she said they were dumb. Other meats she still refuses, but remains strong, energetic, and healthy at age 42. Whether you choose to follow the paleo diet as our prehistoric ancestors or tend towards eating more vegetables, if you do eat meat, try to limit red meat and eat more fish, poultry, and eggs. Try to balance your diet with many more vegetables, some fruit, nuts and seeds, and natural oils, with some honey to top it off. Eat the way God designed you to eat, and be blessed with health, strength, and energy. While I was receiving prophetic words from God that I have put on a YouTube site called Prophetic Words for the Hearts of God's People, suddenly I received a prophecy about people are killing themselves with what and how they eat. This prophecy did not seem to fit with the others I had received, so I asked God what to do with it. The words I heard were this: start another YouTube series called Eating God's Way for Healing and Weight Loss. Interesting, because I had been delving into how I could lose weight and eat healthy. Therefore, I thought the prophecy might be for me alone. But no. The still small voice assured me it was for multitudes of his people. He said they are eating the wrong things, plus too much of them, and need to know when and how much to eat. God said to my spirit, do it, as my people are literally making themselves sick with their food choices and excess weight. Thus, I will share what God has shown me and what I have learned from my research. It will not be technical, as I am not a scientist nor a doctor. When I asked him, God's Spirit told me to use the same venue as I'm using on another YouTube site. My own story of many body malfunctions and diseases God has shown were caused by what I ate. How much and how often will be shared here also. Several unnecessary surgeries could have been avoided had I known God's way to eat. Learn, enjoy, and be blessed. If you are spiritually hungry, you might want to check out my other YouTube site called Prophetic Words for the Hearts of God's People by Patricia Williams.